What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Love and Marriage DC Season 1, Episode 7, I think we on. So, we start this episode off. We see Monique starting her new job down to the WPGC. She got to get up early, honey. And we see Chris handling the 3 kids, getting their breakfast ready. They homeschooled, so getting their schooling done and all that good stuff. And he realizes that, this is a little harder than what he thought it was now that he has to do it all by himself without Monique. And we see Monique down to the radio station. She seemed like she's doing really well. She came home that day and she said that she loved it. She felt like that's what she always wanted to be, doing the podcast, got her ready for all of this. And, she said that, when she was younger, she used to pretend like she had a radio show. So this is sort of a full circle moment for her. And she really, is really happy. And Chris was like, woo, like, I really do appreciate, the poor baby, his son was talking about he want pancakes. Chris was like, well, daddy don't really do pancakes too well. He was making them oatmeal, okay? Like, listen, you gonna get this good oatmeal and that's what it's gonna be, okay? But ultimately they're making it work. And again, Chris is realizing exactly how much work it is. And like Monique told him, Monique said, let me give you a little advice. You can't wing it with 3 kids. Maybe 1 kid, maybe 2, but with 3 kids, you have to have a plan. You got to have a schedule. You can't just kind of go. You got to prepare, and you have to be ready. And he was receptive. He was receptive to it, right? So then we see Miss Ashley. Ashley is meeting with her publisher, her editor, because, she's finishing up her book. And the title of her book is Do That Shit, okay? It's a self-help, but it's a self-help that's like, okay, you know what you want to do. You've prepared. Now go do it. Like, stop. Go do it. And it's very Ashley, it's very much in Ashley's wheelhouse, right? That's her personality. Like, all right, I'm gonna be here for you. I'm gonna listen to your problems, and when you get done talking, now go do something about it, right? And she talked about the fact that she deals with depression, and she told her story about that and going to the doctor and get diagnosed and getting the help that she needs with that. And I thought that was, that was nice of her to open up to and talk to us about it, because we've seen this hard Ashley, this hard exterior. We haven't seen that part, so it was cool to see that there, that she deals with issues like that. Not that I'm happy about it, but that she shared it with us. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. So then we saw her meet up with Monique for lunch, and they talked about basically both of them going back into the workforce, and how Quick has had to adjust, and how Chris has had to adjust to them going back into the workforce, and how they dedicated their 20s to taking care of their kids and being a stay-at-home mom, but now it's time for them to do their own thing and do something for themselves. And Monique talked about her spiritual journey to figure out who she was. Ashley said Monique's favorite topic to talk about is Monique. I said, well, that ain't never changed, okay? Monique loves talking about Monique, honey. But then Monique told Ashley about what Winter had said about calling Quick DJ Fun Size and Jamie Red Light Special. Now, look, I don't mean no harm. Ashley laughed, right? Because she said, look, he's short. It's not real original, but it was funny. It is what it is. She said, look, I got some nicknames for her too, so I ain't even gonna trip. But she didn't appreciate it. She really didn't appreciate it. And Monique was like, listen, at this point, I'm just go ahead and get it all out, because, I need y'all to understand that I wasn't just being messy, that the way she was talking to me made me feel like there was way more to this story, and that there was some animosity there. Like, she ain't gonna make it seem like I'm just out here being messy. Now, while that is going on, child, we see Jamie and Urina doing their TikToks. And I'm telling you, I remember seeing some of I didn't know who they were at the time, but I remember seeing some of their TikToks before this show. So They are TikTok. I mean, they showed up in my algorithm shit. I don't know what I clicked on, but I remember seeing some of theirs before. Anyway, so they were doing some TikToks, and then they started talking about what happened at the Salt Cave, and Urana was like, "Did you pick up on what the woman was telling you about? You being a bully and how she kept seeing a bull." And Jamie was like, "I don't feel like I'm a bully. I feel like I'm assertive. I feel like I'm a disciplinarian, but I don't feel like I'm a bully." And she was like, "Okay, well, you can be like you can come off that way. Like, we know it's coming from a good place, but it comes off that way that you bully us." And he was like, I don't really feel like I do that." And so she said, "Well, it sort of comes from," she said, "it comes from your father." And Jamie told us, he said, "Listen, growing up with my dad, my dad he did sports and stuff, and his attitude was, you got a bloody nose, wipe it up and let's go. Like, wipe your nose and let's keep going." So he said, "I did sort of come up with that tough, you knock down but you get back up, and just very disciplined. And that is how I raised my family, because that's what I grew up with. That's what I knew." Um and so he said that he would be open to go back and talk to the woman again and get more in depth and more details about why he is the way he is, and get some insight on it. So I thought that was cool that he was open to go back and listen to her, because remember, he was sort of shut down, and I think that's why he didn't hear everything that Raina was trying to tell him, because I think he had sort of tuned her out, because he didn't really want to hear what was being said, I feel like. So then Chris and Quick, this was a great scene. This is the difference between a Real Housewives show and what we have with Love and Marriage, because we do get to see the guys interact a lot more and do things. So Quick and Chris were meeting up to go get feet massages down to, it looked like it was a high-end establishment, okay? This wasn't no hole-in-the-wall situation. And look, Ashley, don't get mad at me, girl, but did y'all see when Chris and Quick went and they changed into the little, the little stuff, and did y'all see them walking side by side? Look, Ashley, look, don't be mad at me, but girl, I ain't lying. I laughed my ass off. Did y'all see how big Chris was next to Quick? It reminded me of Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just, it was hilarious. Look, I'm sorry, it was funny. I was like, that's DJ Fun Size right there. But anyway, I'm sorry, that was funny to me. Anyway, but they were getting full massages, and they had a really good conversation about men and men tapping into their emotions and feeling free to cry. And like Quick said, he didn't even cry at his mom's funeral because his dad told him, like, men don't cry. And so he said, it's hard for me to show emotion. It's hard for me to cry because that's how I was raised. I was raised to not show emotion. And Chris said, the same with me. He said, I don't get very emotional, and a lot doesn't make me cry. He said, but I was getting emotional listening to your story when we were at the Salt Cave, and listen to you open up about your mom and your childhood and stuff like that. And he said, I hate to say it, but where I grew up, showing emotion gets you killed. And it's just a fact. Like it is what it is. And so Chris said, have you thought about therapy? And he said, I don't know how I feel about telling strangers my business. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. And Chris was saying how, he hopes that Quick will come back around to it and will open himself up to going to therapy, because the reality of the situation is, we need to do that more, especially as a black community, especially as black men. And every therapist isn't for everybody. You got to find a safe space. You have to find somebody you trust. So I understand that everybody can't do it, and it can't be for everybody, but it definitely is a space that you need to find, that safe space where you can talk and share. And I just thought that was I feel like that was a good start, because even though Chris is not a therapist, I felt like it was a good start that they are building this friendship where Quick does feel comfortable talking to him. I thought it was a great scene. I thought it was a really, really good scene. Okay, so then we had Urana and Ashley going to get a consultation for Urana because she wanted to get a, it's called a skinny BBL because she don't have a whole lot of body fat. Because you know a BBL, they suck the fat out of one part of your body and they add it somewhere else. And because Urana don't have no whole lot of fat to suck, it's called a skinny BBL. So she went for a consultation. Ashley went with her. So she said she wants hips and a little bit of booty. Now to hear Urana talking, Urana doesn't see perfection, and most of us don't. Like most of us don't see perfection no matter what. And then she said, you know, it goes back to the reading. You know, I feel like I have to be perfect, and you know, when I look at social media and I look at other people, I don't see that in myself. Um, I'm a little concerned and hope that it doesn't go too deep with Urana because Urana is beautiful. I think. I mean, when she was in the outfit they got to wear for the consultation, I was like, she is beautiful. And like Ashley said, she ain't got no stretch marks, she ain't got no cellulite. You know, like girl. And but I also understand that you have to look in the mirror and see it. And I'm not opposed to plastic surgery. Like I'm not opposed to people doing a little nip and tuck to get the desired result. I mean, of course, we wanted to go too far. Sometimes it goes too far, but what she's talking about doing, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's that serious, you know. But I just hope that it doesn't go too deep into her not seeing what she likes in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And so after the consultation, that's when Ashley sort of let Urana know what happened with Miss Winter and how Winter, you know, came up with these nicknames and how Winter was calling Jamie Red Light Special. And Urana was upset because Urana was like, now, I shared that story with her, opening up to her and making myself vulnerable to her. And for her to take what I told her and turn it into a joke and then tell it to other people, I'm pissed off about it. Like, I don't think Urana cared about the Red Light Special joke as much as she took something that she told Winter that was, you know, her opening up and her trying to, find a common ground with Winter, and for her to turn it into a joke. So she actually calls Winter up to have lunch with her, breakfast, lunch, whatever. They was at a little coffee shop. And she basically let it be known, like, listen, I don't appreciate you talking shit. Don't make up nicknames about my husband. And, you know, Winter was like, well, girl, you know, I'm just sarcastic like that. And Monique really turned this into a big deal. Monique really made this into more of a big deal than it was. And she was like, listen, I'm just letting you know that I don't appreciate it. I don't want you don't be calling my husband out his name. Don't be giving him little nicknames. I don't really appreciate it. And that's kind of where the episode ended. This episode was a little filler. It wasn't. I felt like this conversation between Winter and Urana was going to be bigger, but it was right at the end of the episode. So I'm guessing it's going to carry over to next week, and maybe we'll get more of it next week. But anyway, that's pretty much what it was, you know. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.